Headphone users, beware. This is going to be pretty ugly. Yeah, that's exactly what I dealt with for 2 years, and it's been a little too long now. Hey, what's up, you guys? I got Panzer here up on jack stands. Don't worry, nothing bad. It's something very simple. We're going to be replacing, well, I'm going to be replacing my Siren. And if anybody knows, or pretty much who has a W211 or any Mercedes, these tend to go bad when they get wet, or the backup battery that's inside the unit fails, leaks, damages the board, and causes it to sound just like this. Pretty sure you heard that. That was the dead zebra that I was referring to the last time. It sounds horrible. Also, when I lock it, there's no beep, beep, beep. It'll give a really nice beep, letting me know that I locked it. And sometimes when I go to a store, when I'm driving and I park somewhere and I lock it, I have a little thing in the back of my head that's telling me, did you lock it? So I have to walk back just to verify. So that indicator is very useful. And it's very easy to do. There's a lot of do-it-yourself videos out there. I'm not really going to do that because that's not really my channel. Unless it's something that I see that's not out there, that's done, I'll do it. I'll make a video for it, a nice detailed one. But for the time being, I'm going to be replacing it. I got my replacement right over here. And just to give you an idea, this is the updated unit. Now, the updated unit doesn't use a security screw. It already has a built-in one, stud in there. Obviously, you're going to need another bolt. Luckily, I had an extra one lying around, so I can use this right here. And obviously, it has the retaining in there, so it doesn't vibrate off once I secure it and torque it down. But this is the new Siren. This Siren right now costs like about 100 something bucks shipped, and the work is pretty simple. You just got to jack up the car, remove the tire, obviously, remove the inner splash guard, at least the back one. And it exposes this, and it's pretty simple. It's just nothing but 2 8mm bottom splash guard retainers on the bottom, and a lot of 10mm plastic pretty much bolts, if you want to put them like that. They pretty much hold the guard in place, which is that disgusting thing right there. I'm going to give it a little bit of alcohol and water cleanup, just a little wipe down. Food for thought. Every time I work on a different part of the vehicle, whatever I'm taking apart, I do thoroughly clean it with some water and alcohol, distilled water and alcohol, and a good wipe down with a microfiber cloth. Doesn't matter if it's on the outside, inside, anywhere. I clean it anyway. It's a little, a little upkeep that you do. It's very minuscule, but in the long run, whenever you take it off again, you're gonna admire that it's still clean, and it'll stay clean because this has not been wiped down for a while now. At least a couple years. It doesn't look too bad, but it's there. Yeah, it's pretty much there. And it's just, this is the inner part too. This is the part that's not exposed to the elements for the most part. It's the part that's mostly inside this well in here. And it's not that. I'm going to give this a wipe down as well. It's not too bad. Another thing that you do whenever you do take off your wheels, doesn't matter if you're doing brakes, you always want to check your tires. What I always do is I always check the threading, the inner wall itself, the inner side threading as well, and I also check the 30 seconds. I have a gauge, tire depth gauge. Typically, you can just go on a visual. This looks pretty good, looks pretty good, looks pretty good. But I end up using a thread gauge, and I always check the 30 seconds. And right now, they're all at 8 30 seconds. So that's literally 1 30 seconds off from when it came. When I bought this vehicle, it was at when I bought these tires, these were at 9 30 seconds. So you can tell I haven't really driven them. These are the fronts. The fronts don't wear out as much as the rears. The rears are pretty much already brand new for the most part. And they are at 9 30 seconds, mainly because I haven't really been driving Panzer for obvious reasons. I haven't been, driving around El Paso. But, you know, I've been in the house for so long, I need to get out and try to, you know, keep my mind at ease. Let's put it that way. But I always check the tires themselves, and they looked relatively good all the way through. There's some minor weathering on the inner wall here, which is not too bad. It's mainly because of the natural camber of this vehicle. It's still relatively good because this is the most contact patch that I get up to here. So this is really, really, really good. Obviously, and I checked the tires as well. Check both of them for the most part. And as you can see, they're relatively clean. Really good tires. A good wipe down of the wheel is something I'm going to do right now as well. Another thing is I got an indicator. Now these pads, the pads are still at, I would like to say around 8 millimeter. So they're really, really, really good. My issue is this brake wire. I don't know how that happened, if my phone can focus. It just ripped. Something chewed on it or something hit it for the most part. I think something hit it. But that's my indicator. That's something that we got to do as well. We're going to be in the process of removing it, and it's pretty simple. It's just 8 millimeter bolts all the way around. There's 3 of them. And pretty much undo this harness, which is zip tied. We're going to re-zip tie it, and we should be able to loosen this whole casing out and just unplug the harness. There's going to be a 25 torque retaining bit in there, security, with a security bit. So you're going to need a security torque bit, bit to get that bolt out. But once we get that out, that's pretty much it. And all this is for Siren and obviously for lock and unlock indicator. That's pretty much it. And I want this back. So this has got to go. We're going to do this right now. Anyway, so once you get all 3 retaining bolts, it just pretty much just comes right off. Simple as that. There's the old Siren. There's that security torque bit that I was referring to. Looks like a 30. Yeah, this is the old one, because the new one has the stud or the actual bolt fused in with the casing of the Siren. So this is obviously going to pop out easy. Getting it in shouldn't be a problem. As you see, there's not much space for the new one to slide in through for the bolt. And we just got to remove the harness from this metal casing here and get rid of this nasty thing. So let me go get some pliers. And that's pretty much it, just a clip. Now we can take this back on my workbench and we can get this security torque out. All right, so I was way off. It's a T40 security bit. Goes right in there. Obviously I left my other ratchet, so I had to use an adapter to get this one off. I'm not gonna walk all the way downstairs to get it. Luckily it doesn't require much effort. So torquing this is about 4 Newton meters. So you don't really need to go too tight at all. Unless you want to, no, you shouldn't, no, yeah, you don't want to damage the casing itself because then you'll expose it. But here's the old one. And there's an old bit. We got the new one right over here. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to give this a quick rinse. Do it off camera. Get any contaminants off. It's alcohol, so
Obviously it's going to clean the mounting points pretty good. This thing wasn't really that dirty, but let's just keep it clean. At least that's how I am. I'm not sure how you guys are. I know a lot of my mechanic friends, they don't really care. They'll just swap the part on, put it on, call it a day. Me, I just take a little bit more pride, or my OCD tends to kick in a little bit. Like, oh, that's not good enough. That could be better. Adjust my glasses. It is a little warmer. And that's pretty much it. We are done. I can't wait to test this. Oh, one thing I forgot. Some zip ties. We're going to need a couple of these. So I'm just going to give this harness here a little bit of an exterior wipe down here. And I'm going to check the end connector. End connector's pretty clean. Other than that, this harness is good to go. Have to get 10mm. Oh no, I lost the 10mm. Aha! Found it. Almost lost this thing. Jesus. Can't even cut me some slack on days like this. So just make sure, obviously, you have the new plug connector in on the right side. Oh, crap, that is definitely not a 10mm. Alright, so I have to make a correction here. It is not a 10mm. This is a 13. Should have remembered that, but obviously I didn't. So let's give it a little tight. We got to make sure you hold it in place so your harness is still in the open slot there, so you can still plug in the harness in this connector. Give it a little bit of a little overkill on the ratchet, but hey, I didn't get my adapter from downstairs again. There you go, and one quick little turn, and there you go, nice and snug. All right, so now we just got to put the harness back, and luckily there's indentations where it went before, so there's no guessing here. I just got to remember exactly how this thing goes, like this, I believe. There you go, exactly like that. The harness has to swing around, so it's going to go right down through here like that, and then this one's going to go over and around just like that. Got my zip ties. Sorry if the camera's a little shaky, folks. I'm doing this all by myself. No camera person. And just like that, it's already in. Just got to tighten these fairly tight. Not too tight because these are pretty flimsy. They'll literally strip pretty easily. Some aluminum casing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now let's test it. So I already have it plugged in. I haven't really tightened anything down, but I want to test this. So again, people with headphones, be aware. Don't say I didn't warn you. Because even though the last one sounded obnoxiously annoying and loud, this should be twice as much. All right, moment of truth. Huh, that's weird. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, it definitely worked. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. But yeah, this is pretty much a short video, nothing crazy. I'm just waiting for everything to blow over, and I can go get Schneider and continue that other project. Like I said, Panzer, I'm not really going to do much to it yet. It's already been quite a bit that's been done to it. I'm still going to make an overview video of this vehicle and the costs, so everyone gets an idea. Pretty much if they decide to get into this platform. They're really fun, really easy to do. A lot of the stuff you can do yourself. I mean, come on. Most of this stuff is not difficult. But yeah, this is a Panzer, and finally, after 2 years of just procrastinating, finally took care of the Siren. Ladies, you guys.